Welcome back to Peony and Me. I thought today I'd do a January favourites. I thought it'd be a great video to still just get used to how YouTube works and get comfortable with the camera. And also we've been loving quite a few stuff this month. I thought as a bit of a change I'd do a mummy and then toddler favourites, so what I've been loving and what I've particularly been loving on Henry, or Henry himself been loving. So I'm conscious I've got quite a lot to get through, which seems to be the most popular thing people say when they're about to film favourites, but I do have quite a lot. So yeah, let's get stuck in. So firstly, I thought I'd do beauty, and I'm in no way a beauty blogger, no way a beauty expert. I just know what I like, what I love, and I don't actually have a lot of time to have a beauty regime of sorts. So these are just things that I just love, that just keep me on the go, and are quick fire solutions to some problems. So first up, it has to be the Sanctuary Foaming Shower Mousse, and also the Sanctuary Luxurious Body Butter, which I got from Boots. First of all, we don't have a bath in our house, we only have a shower. So I find it really hard to just chill, relax, plus I don't really have that time. I used to just soak in the bath for hours. So the Foaming Shower Mousse is just absolutely perfect for quick shower in the morning and in the evening, and just leaves me feeling quite pampered, even though it's literally a super quick shower. It smells so good. I used to work in London in a place called Floral Street, in a little boutique, and next door was the Sanctuary Spa, and we smelled of that, and it's just gorgeous. So yeah, absolutely love that. And then going back to the body butter, which again smells exactly the same. And if you look, I've really did a big dent in this. I actually got this for Christmas. And again, it's literally jump out the shower, cover myself in the cream, and I just feel a bit better, especially at the end of the day when it's just been tough at work, Henry's finally in bed, and you just want to wind down, chill out, but I don't have the luxury of a bath. I just pop that on, and then this big robe that I got for Christmas, and it just feels so nice and smells absolutely gorgeous. So I've been completely loving those. Next up is a bit of skincare. I suffer terribly with adult acne. I've got very oily skin, prone to blackheads and everything else that God decided that I'd give her a really good personality, so I'm just going to screw with her skin because she doesn't need to have both. And I'm terrible, really terrible, for going into a supermarket when I do the shop and chucking any old thing in the trolley. And I found that especially over Christmas I was using things that were really harsh. I had really dry patches all around here, really sore. I've still got 2 spots here and here, twins. They've been introduced to each other, they don't get on very well. And it's just, my skin was just so bad. And then I remembered that a few months back that I purchased I think it's pronounced La Roche Posay. Je ne comprends pas. No, I don't speak French very well. But yeah, they do a pack of 3, and it is the Purifying Foaming Gel for oily and sensitive skin, and then the Clarifying Toner, and then the Anti-Imperfections Corrector, which is like a moisturiser. And literally I forgot how good they were. So I've been using them again, admittedly not for the whole month, I'd say about a week and a half now, and oh my goodness, the difference it's made. My skin doesn't feel tight, you know, when you use your cleanser or you use something in the shower and your face just feels so tight, and it was literally dying for moisturiser. This is great, gets my makeup off, which I don't have time to have a big beauty regime. I need it to do what a soap essentially would do. So it takes my makeup off, leaves my skin feel amazing, not that awful tight feel, and my skin has improved visibly for my acne. The toner, now I'm terrible when it comes to toners. In the past, if I've always bought like a pack, whether it be Clinique or Estee Lauder or something like that, the toner's always been the one that I've used the least. But no, I've been really good on this. It mattifies the skin and tightens pores, and that's been really nice. And again, it's just left my skin feeling really fresh and literally just puts them on a board right around my face, really super quick, which I love. And then the anti-imperfections corrector, it just feels not so much like hydrating. I don't come out and go, oh, but it just feels so nice, and my skin feels lovely afterwards, and I've really been loving that. I feel though I do still need a moisturiser, so I'm going to have a look this week and see if there's anything else within that range that would just do that whole moisturiser, or maybe some sort of night cream. So if you use this brand and you know of it, or even another moisturiser that will complement my oily skin and these products, please pop that in the description box. So what else have I been loving in terms of beauty? Actually still linking with my terrible skin. And since I've been filming for YouTube, I've been very self-conscious about putting myself out there, showing all my flaws, especially in the winter. If you're my friend on Facebook, which I think it's still predominantly friends, I'm forcing to watch these videos, you'll know, or you may notice, that most of my pictures of myself in particular are always on in the summer, when I've got a bit of a tan, my skin's doing much better, I feel a little bit more healthy, I've got a nice glow, I don't look like complete death. But in the winter, I tend to completely shy away because I get really sallow looking, my skin really rages up, because even though the sun's quite harsh on your skin, it does really help mine. So I was really looking for a foundation that would give me a bit of confidence behind the camera, and also give me a little bit more confidence in work, because very much self-conscious of having bad skin, especially because the nature of my role, I speak to people day to day, whether it's suppliers or the people I work with, so I'll just need a bit of a confidence boost. And to be fair, the foundations I've had in the past have not been too bad, but I watched a YouTube video and it was all about the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is a, what do they call it, a high coverage, say I've been watching my YouTube videos, a high coverage foundation, and it's been amazing, like absolutely amazing. I use so much less than I ever used on any of my other foundations. I literally just put little dots around my face, blend it in with my brushes, and it just feels so nice. The only downside I feel is it creates a bit of a mask, so I feel like all your shadows and stuff potentially go missing, but I guess with a bit of contouring it's not so bad. But in terms of coverage, it's been incredible. So yeah, completely been loving that. And then, last one in terms of beauty is I've been wearing a bit of a red lip again lately. I've completely stopped wearing lipstick, and I've not really wore anything like glosses or anything like that for quite a few years. Basically because I've just not had the time, but I found that as a bit of a pick-me-up, and especially again filming on camera, just adding that little bit of colour, it's been really nice. But what the lipsticks, and they always tend to be quite red, have done is they've really dried out my lips, because I quite like a matte lipstick. So I've been using the Carmex Lip Balm. As you can see, it's had quite a good go at it. A bit disgusting around the edge, but yeah, I've just popped that by my bedside table and just been putting that on. I think I'm going to take this to work with me this week as well, and just top up in between of putting my lipstick on, because again it's just been really dry, really chapped, and I've been really self-conscious about that in work. And it also it just smells, well, quite medical actually, but on it just feels really nice. So yeah, I've been loving that. So yeah, so I think that's the last of my beauty. Next up is the Botanics Power of Plants Relaxing Lavender Body Space and Pillow Spray to help relax and soothe. I have had horrendous sleep the past few months, and even though Henry's still potentially up and down, even when the nights which he's literally slept 11 hours straight, the littlest thing wakes me up and I'm lying there for hours. My mind's racing, I'm just not getting comfortable sleep, I can't get comfortable, I'm thinking about what's going on at work, what I need to do the next day, and it's just been really stressful. So I've been looking for different things that will help, different remedies that help me go to sleep. I've stopped looking at social media before I fall asleep, for example. I found some really nice relaxing teas. I've stopped drinking caffeine. So I used to love coffees and teas and stuff like that, but I've been drinking things like chamomile, peppermint I've been really enjoying, which is actually probably should be one of my favourites because that's been great for my stomach lately. But in terms of once I then wake up in the night and I can't get back asleep, I've just been spraying this little bit of pillow spray around the room, or actually a big tip is do not spray this straight onto your pillow. It really leaves your hair really oily the next day. But yeah, I just literally spray it around the room or spray it on the quilt just below, and it has helped relax me and get me back to sleep. Also for Christmas, my husband's cousin bought me the This Works lavender. I've not tried that one yet, but so because I've been using this one. But no, it's gorgeous. It smells of lavender. It's not, but it's quite relaxing, and I've got to say my sleep still isn't great, but this has definitely helped. And plus, have you ever got up in the morning, left the room, come back in, and it smells so nice, but the room smells so lovely, which is quite nice to go back into and just to get into bed at night as well. So yes, I've been loving that, and that's from Boots. So what else have I been loving? For Christmas, my husband and I, we did like stockings, like Secret Santa stockings for each other, and we had a budget, and it was just to fill it up with really nice things, and we both bought each other the Hygge book. Now if I pronounced that wrong, my apologies. Me and my friend Julie were arguing back and forth about the proper pronunciation. Now I have got a confession, I've only read a few pages, but why I wanted to show you in my favourites, because my husband and I have literally been embracing the Hygge way. So I get home, I light some candles, again like the lavender spray. I bought myself this big gorgeous dressing gown from Topshop in the sale. It's so fluffy, and just little things like some nice blankets on the sofa, some really nice food in the evening because we like our food, lighting candles, trying to keep on top of the house, or in particular once Henry goes to bed, just popping his toys away, and just creating that lovely calm and relaxed atmosphere. And again, the sanctuary stuff, smelling nice, feeling nice, it just makes you feel so much better, and when you get up in the morning you just feel like you've had that much better sleep, especially on weekends, just feeling that really chilled and relaxed atmosphere. So yeah, I definitely need to read more of that, but in terms of favourites, I've just been embracing the Hygge way. So that's that one. And then I think I've only got 2 left for me. The next one is absolutely love stationery, completely obsessed with it, especially in work. I always love to-do lists, and now that I've been doing more of YouTube and catching up on my blog, which is desperately out of date and needs a bit of love this weekend, I am absolutely obsessed with Paper Chase, and they do these beautiful books, and this one says everything is possible, which is quite fitting with how I feel about this new year and what I want to achieve. So yeah, I just wanted to show you, it's a beautiful book, but more of just getting myself organised, and when you have a beautiful book like this, which I can't remember if I've just said it's on Paper Chase, just £12, it just makes everything nice when you write things in. So yeah, and that's enough from my favourites. So now on to Henry's. So if you're not really interested in what my toddler favourites are, it's a good chance to switch off now. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like it if you liked what my favourites were. And again, if there's anything you think I'll like for February, please pop that in the comments because that'd be hugely appreciated. So Henry's favourites, I think it's similar to me. I'll start with skincare. Now Henry's got really dry skin in terms of his legs and his arms. Similar to me, he's a bit more oily in the face, but he's very much prone to eczema, particularly in the summer months, like under the arm and under his legs, are really chapped, really sore, and sometimes you could hear him in the next room literally just scratching underneath his legs because he was so sore. Since he's been a baby, someone recommended Aveeno. So we've always been really strong fans of the whole Aveeno creams, baths, emollients. They have like oats in, and they're just so good at really hydrating the skin. And then late last year I attended the Blog Fest, which is like a conference for parent bloggers, and I met the Aveeno people, and they talked to me about the Aveeno Baby, which is a new range for those, which is aimed specifically at baby skin. And they brought out the a baby emollient wash and the emollient cream, and they've been amazing, absolutely amazing. Unlike if you use Aveeno, the wash, when you use the Aveeno main range, when I poured it into Henry's bath, in his old baby bath, it created like a creamy water with the oats and things, and literally his skin would just soak that in. However, the emollient wash is a bit more like a traditional like body wash, but it doesn't foam, but again it still feels really creamy against the skin. It feels lovely, it just glides on, and I just know it just feels amazing. It's still got the oatmeal in, it's unscented, and it's just been absolutely fantastic. And also what it's been great on is his hair. I'm very conscious that with his eczema, I don't want to start introducing other things to wash his hair with, for example, and that's been great for washing his hair as well as his body. So I've absolutely been loving that. And then again, similar to the Aveeno main range, the cream is fantastic. The texture's a little bit more different. It's I don't know if you can see that. It's sort of, it's like it's an emollient versus being a cream for one. It just goes on so nice, really hydrating. Again, not scented, really smooth, and I just literally cover his legs and his body in this, and within seconds it's dry, and then I can pop his clothes straight on, especially in the winter months when it's so cold. You just literally want to get your little ones dressed, and they've been absolutely fantastic. So huge thank you to Aveeno, because they gifted me these, but it's something I'm definitely going to continue to use going forward. And if your little ones does suffer really bad with eczema, I know on the Aveeno main range you can get that on prescription from your doctors. I'm not sure whether you can on the baby, but it's definitely worth trying either out, because literally I love these so much better than a lot of the other ones I've seen on the shelves. So that's the Aveeno. Next up for Henry is sort of not so much products, but a website, and it's Amazon, and specifically Amazon Prime. My husband of late has become a bit addicted. We seem to be getting an Amazon parcel every other day. But one of the things he's done is done a subscription for some of the essentials that Henry uses. So for example, one of those is Pampers nappies. They come, I believe, every month. And what I love about these is the big box that we get, which I believe is 93 of them. They come in these little bags, 3 of them, and they're great. I keep hold of one. My mum looks after Henry 2 days a week, so she gets one, and then the nursery get the 3rd one. And it's just fantastic. It keeps us up to date with the nappies, and I don't have to worry about running out or worrying that the nursery or my mum's run out. I literally, as soon as the box comes, split them up and give those out. We also got the wipes. He still uses the baby sensitive wipes, again because of his eczema, and he's very much prone to nappy rash because of his sensitive skin. What else have we ordered through that? Just loads of different things that we've needed, that we've either done a subscription for, or we've just needed. Amazon Prime has been fantastic, especially because sometimes I just can't get out of the shops, and I just know that those things will come straight through the door, and yeah, next day, which is incredible. And then what else I've been loving for Henry? Oh yes, so as I mentioned before, we don't have a bath in this house. So Henry, up until 3 weeks ago, was still in his baby bath, which was great in the sense of filled it up in the kitchen, popped him in, he was happy, but I was very conscious he was getting so much bigger, and the bath was getting heavier and heavier to fill up and things like that. And also in terms of his bedtime routine, I didn't feel like he had one, because we would get him ready, obviously bath him in the kitchen, and then take him upstairs, where I like to take him upstairs. He sort of runs between the rooms, I get his pyjamas ready, there's no TV upstairs, there's no distractions, there's no toys as such, just his books in his room. So it was just giving that whole calm, that whole hygge feeling to him. So we were very conscious that we needed to start introducing him to the shower. And initially he hated it. Plus it didn't help that, you know, the hosey bit, the hosey bit was too short, so it didn't hit the floor to stay. It just spun round. So we were conscious that wasn't great. He also kept slipping in the shower. I've got an absolute phobia of shower mats, so we don't have one. And then it just didn't feel like his baby bath where he had all his toys. It was his environment. It felt colourful. So what we did with good old Amazon Prime again is we haven't got it here because they're up in the shower, but I will insert some imagery. We bought him this animal mat. It's got all the animals printed on, and just popped that on the floor to stop him from slipping. We also bought this fantastic net bag that just sucks itself to the floor, and we've got all his little toys and stuff in there, so when he gets in he can start getting the toys out and play with them, and then plus once he's gone to bed we still get our shower back. But the best thing of all was we bought like an extension for the shower hose, so literally you just take it off and then put it lower, and then the water's coming out, it's all perfect temperature, I can check it. And then while get Henry undressed, I can just pop him in. He can play in the shower. It's quite big. It's like a double shower, so he can either be in the water or he can play off to the side with all his toys. And then just before he gets out, just make sure he's all washed with the good old Aveeno. And it's been amazing. He's come on leaps and bounds in terms of embracing the shower. He hated it at first, and yeah, it's been great. And then literally bundle him up in the towel, take him to his room. He's got his nightlight on, and the curtains are drawn, it's chilled. Literally then bundle him up in his pyjamas, put him in his grow bag, and then we do a story. And yeah, it's been fantastic. And then that just brings me on perfectly to what we've been reading Henry. Henry's got quite a few books in his bedroom, and what we do is after he's all ready for bed, we just lift him up to his little shelf. In fact, it reminds me that when I want to get those shelves from IKEA, so you know where people build like their own little libraries, I want to do that so Henry can see his books much more. But one of the books that he's been picking out the last about a good week and a half now has been A Squash and a Squeeze by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. And it's such a lovely book, and I don't know if you've read Julia Donaldson books before, but they've got such a repetitive rhyme about them, and Henry quite likes that because he knows that there's a bit of repetition in the story. One of the great things that Henry loves to do while reading is pick out animals he can see, which is great because A Squash and a Squeeze, it's got everything from a chicken, a cow, a pig to a goat, and it's just a great little story. It's not super long, but it's got the rhyme in there, and I think I quite like the story as well, which is nice if you feel like you're reading it a lot. And it's just a good little book, and a lot of the time these books come in like packets with quite a few in. This was a gift to Henry from our lovely friends Amy and Christy, and yeah, they've been absolutely great, so been loving those. And then lastly, once Henry is finally ready to bed, again I don't have it here, it's up in his room, so I'll insert some imagery, is his grow clock. And basically the grow clock has got the sun on, so in the daylight hours, because kids can get confused because it's dark outside, it's light outside, what the time is. And I know Henry's quite young, but we wanted to start to get him used to he needs to be in his room until it's morning, and understanding that when the sun goes down, that it's bedtime. So yeah, a huge recommendation from some friends in work, especially my friend Claire. And she said her children use it all the time, and really good where they tend to stay in their room until the sun comes up again. So as I was saying, you've got your clock, it's got Mr. Sun, it glows yellow, and it comes with a little story about how, to be fair, I've got a confession, I've not read the story, but it does come with a book. I do remember trying it on Henry, but he wasn't interested. But he loves the concept of once it's ready to go to bed, we just click this little button and Mr. Sun goes to sleep and Mr. Star comes up, and he always goes, Star! And it's so nice that he understands that it's now bedtime. Most of the time he misses Mr. Sun coming up. At the moment it's at 6:30. By 6:30 he's been up for ages, or he's in our bed. But it's quite, again, Henry loves routine, so he has a shower, he puts his grow bag on, has a story, and then switches off the light. And again, it's just that whole hygge and routine, which children love. And yeah, it sort of concludes my favourites. So yeah, thank you again for tuning in. If you've liked what you've seen, or you want to see February favourites, hit that subscription button and pop on your notifications. Again, leave me any comments below of anything you think I'll love or Henry will love. And thank you very much for tuning in. Take care, bye. Can I say no? Ah, look, he's back. While I've been filming favourites, this little monkey's been out with his daddy on a run. Have you been with a run with daddy? He's there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. What do you think of your favourites this month? Da 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 da. Daddy, daddy. Yes. Is daddy? Is daddy addicted to Amazon Prime? Yeah. 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 Are you having a good weekend? Da da da. Da da da. Camera. Can you say hello? Hiya! Hiya! Shall we show them your hair? Yeah. Yeah? Whee! Look at that beautiful bonnet.